Hello, this video will demonstrate the capabilities of the Mercury TTS text-to-speech system by CGS. Mercury TTS comes in 4 different flavors. There's TTS Complete, which is a standalone system that takes inputs from the station's various alert systems and outputs the speech as embedded audio. TTS Standard is the same as Complete other than it outputs AES audio and triggers your in-house audio processor with GPIs. TTS Software Only is just like it says, the software only, and you are responsible to buy the hardware we spec for you. It must be what we spec though. Now for a full-blown complete ticker solution, we have Mercury Prime that already has TTS baked into it. Mercury Standard is the most purchased configuration for TTS standalone systems. If you are looking to upgrade your ticker to get the best election, weather forecast, and school closing system on the market, then you will want to go with the very affordable Mercury Prime. Please note, if you get TTS Standard, you can upgrade that down the road as your budget allows to the Mercury Prime system. Now let's get started and load the Mercury TTS program. I've double-clicked on the icon and the program is loading. Clicking the Show button reveals the 9 tabs, which allows you to set up and make selections for TTS. As you can see at the top of the spine, there's also a selection to view the latest online version of the TTS Operations Manual, which includes training and refresher videos. Now, let's start with the Settings tab. In Settings, you can choose which output sound device you want to use. Default is the AES output number 1, which is selected. I'm going to change this output to the onboard computer speaker, which is a Sound Blaster Audigy board. This is so that we can hear the text-to-speech output for this demo. TTS can translate and voice on the fly into over 20 different languages. You can pick your default voice. English female is chosen in this example. You can also pick an alternate voice such as Spanish or German that can be played after the default voice, or you can purchase an additional channel and have Spanish all the time coming out of the second audio channel. You will need to get a monthly subscription to get a CGS translation key if you want to voice in a language other than English. You can choose voice rate, minutes idle before new alerts to trigger blame tones again, audio ducking, voice and tone volumes, pauses between alerts to have better pacing, and how long school closings have to be idle before it restarts to the top of the list when paused. You can type in a custom message to be played after the tones on the main channel, as well as the SAP channel when an alert comes in. TTS comes with standard tones as a default, but you can record your own tones that TTS can play as well. You can also create a custom message to be played on the SAP channel, as well as after the main channel message. Now let's demonstrate on the computer speakers the customizable message using the text-to-speech. You'll always be able to see what is being said in this box. You can also see what is in queue to be played and whether it is playing on the main or SAP channels.
This is a test of the voice synthesis process. This is only a test.
Let's take a look at the GPI tab and see how your TTS is triggered for playback. If you want things to automatically go to air with no triggers, you will want to check the manual enable boxes, and outputs will automatically be instant playback without any GPI triggers. Notice how when you check the boxes, it automatically turns green, meaning the GPI is on. If you want GPIs to trigger when playback is initiated, you will need to check the enable GPI boxes like so. Now I will demonstrate what happens when I close GPI number 5. You will see the red turn to green, and you will hear the playback begin with school closings from a closings file on the system.
Please switch your TV to the SAP channel for an important voice message. This is an FCC mandated message. Schools, Bracken, 2-hour delay.
You can also have GPI outputs to to trigger other audio processing devices. Now under the Files tab, you choose the file locations of each alerts file. This can be on your network somewhere, or your weather equipment can be sending XML files directly to the TTS box. You can choose if the alerts are played in the alternate voice, such as Spanish. Choose how many times a file or record within the XML is played before moving to the next one. You can also set in seconds how old a file has to be for TTS not to run it. Under the EAS tab, TTS interfaces to your TFT or Sage type EAS box through the serial port. With our lexicon functionality, you can make any word phonetically correct for your location. We all know that in one area a word may be pronounced one way and another in a different region of the country. I will demonstrate the pronunciation of Lancaster the way it is said in my area.
This is the pronunciation for Lancaster using a lexicon.
Now I will demonstrate how to add a new word. I will use the word Chinaway, which in some regions may be pronounced Chino. First you type in the word, and then you click each letter how it is supposed to be pronounced. Then test the word.
This is the pronunciation for Shinoe using a lexicon.
And if you like it, save it to the active lexicon. For fun, let's see how it is played back using the alternate Spanish voice.
Esta es la pronunciación de Chinoe utilizando un léxico.
The Lookup tab allows you to dictate what certain abbreviations or words stand for. For example, ST period in a message might mean state, it might mean street, or it might mean saint. You can determine how these are handled here. If you want to translate on the fly into another language other than English, you will need a translation key from CGS. There's a low monthly cost for this. Lastly, we have a CYA feature and keep a rolling 7-day log file for everything that TTS does. That concludes this short tour of Mercury TTS. If you have questions or want a quote, please contact us.